Let's do to everybody on here. I know my fans gonna post this on YouTube. We thugging, keeping it thuggy. But yeah, my love life and career is in a parallel universe. And so I got a lot of good news, but I don't want to see it all in the introduction. I kind of want to get into the story, the episode, and then I'll then I'll tell you, as y'all listening to the episode. So I already, let y'all know, oh, shout out to Netflix, and because my biopic trilogy is coming, what I'm saying, next year, the first movie. Now let's get into this shit. So I was at this little event. It wasn't a little event. It was a lot of people there. A lot of my fans was there. A lot of pictures. My wife tnerra was home with the babies. So was Jenna Ortego. But I had got this diamond plaque record for my album, Young Michael Jackson. It's the biggest album in the world, and it's the most. It's the My album made so much history. This album, Young Michael Jackson. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just let y'all, So it was a girl. It was a girl celebrity that was giving me this diamond record plaque, and she was what was her? I'm trying to figure out what was her name because I never really met her before, but she was a really big famous singer. Fuck it, but she was on there. She was on stage, and she was like, so we are here to honor David Sims for his new album, Young Michael Jackson. Now this album been out for a couple of weeks now, and it has definitely been topping the charts with every single. It's just been all over the billboards. This album is the most downloaded album in history, with over I would have to say with 20 billion streams, and and downloads and even people purchasing it, buying it online. So it's a very big album, one of the biggest albums that David came out with. Now don't get me wrong, a lot of David albums goes number one, goes diamond, goes platinum, but this is beyond diamond. So I'm very proud of David. I wanted to be the one to give David this diamond record to let him know that I'm so proud of everything he's been doing. I've been keeping tabs on him. I think that David is amazing, at everything that he do. Matter of fact, it was Janet Jackson. It was Janet Jackson that was giving me the award. It was Janet Jackson. So she was like, I also want to add in that David plays my brother in the series Young Michael Jackson in Netflix. That is also, still number one. And the second season is coming. So yes, and if y'all want to know, yes, of course the family is involved with this series. So we are definitely aware about the series. So I don't think David would have did it if we wasn't okay with it. So yes, so I'm very happy for David. I mean, he really didn't have to name his album Young Michael Jackson, but the fact that he did do that says a lot, says how much he respects my brother and his legacy, and keeping his legacy alive. So I really appreciate all the things that David has been doing, not just for himself, but for my family, and honoring my family as well. So David has a special place in my heart. So I'm happy to present this diamond record to David Sims. Everybody knows who he is. I don't really have to introduce him. Everyone knows who he is. So I remember, my fans was going crazy. Everybody was going crazy. I got the diamond record. Um, Janet Jackson was very happy to give it to me. Then she, gave me her number or whatever. Now, I never really talked to Janet Jackson like that on set. I kind of like dealt with the brothers, way more than I kind of dealt. And it's not that Janet Jackson never wanted to talk to me. she kind of just wanted to see how I would operate, how I moved and stuff. She was just checking me out. So that was her first time really talking to me and giving me her number and stuff like that. And she told me she would call me a little bit later on, which I really didn't think anything of it, because it's Janet Jackson. She calls me, then she calls me. She doesn't, then oh fucking well. But anyway, so I'm in the car with this diamond record, in my damn car, and I'm just like, God damn. So my grandmother, like, I'm so proud of you. Could they see us? I'm like, well, I kind of made y'all invisible so they couldn't see y'all. They would probably ask who the hell y'all are. I can't explain that to them. So my grandmother was like, okay, so where are we going to now, grandson? I'm like, well, we are going to the set of Netflix. I gotta let them know that they are gonna be moving the whole production to Paris. So she's like, are we still leaving early for Paris? I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, well, I thought she was on the phone. She was like, I thought she was on the phone and they were saying something you had to leave early. I'm like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I was on the phone. Yeah, grandma. Yeah, I gotta leave early because I gotta sign the contracts, and they definitely gotta pay me, which we gotta talk figures. We gotta do a press conference. I gotta meet the leading girl that's gonna be in this biopic story with me. So it's gonna be one of the biggest biopic stories in the world that's gonna hit theaters. So yeah, we definitely gotta do that. I'm thinking about leaving tonight, but I gotta make my little rounds or whatever like that. She was like, okay. So I'm like, all right, well, grandma, we about to go ahead to this damn Netflix set. So we go to the Netflix set, and I'm like, y'all want to come in? So it was like, so she was like, no, I'll just sit in the car. I'm like, you sure, grandma? I mean, granddad, you want to come in? Like, you want to come in? Y'all can look around and see how the set is. So it was like, no, because, I mean, you had to explain to them who he actually really is. And you're not going to actually lie to them. You'll tell them the truth. They'll be looking real creeped out. Maybe they'll probably be looking all spaced out like, what? Did you just say they was your grandparents? I'm like, yeah, yeah, you know what? You're probably right. So she was like, we'll just wait in the car for you, grandson. I'm like, all right, grandma. So I remember I going there. I'm like, I'm so happy that a lot of y'all, came on time. That's a good thing. Now, as y'all know, I got the role to play Little Richie. Yes, he's the one that sang Tutti Frutti. So I'm going to be leaving a little early to go to Paris because I have to. We have to sign a contract. Well, I have to sign a contract. We got to talk figures. Also, I got to meet the girl, the leading girl that's going to be in the movie with me and the rest of the cast. I also got to start working on the piano. I got to get trained to play the piano. I don't know how to play that. So this means that y'all still have 2 weeks to get ready. Y'all will be going to Paris. Y'all be moving this whole production. Will be going to Paris. We have to get this biopic story done. So I'm not going to sleep on this biopic. Like I said, I'm taking everything seriously. No games, no resting. So I already talked to a lot of y'all parents and stuff, and they are okay with it. They're home packing and everything, but they wanted y'all to be here so I can be the one to tell you because I'm your boss. And a lot of y'all, some of y'all playing me, and some of y'all playing my brothers and sisters. Some of y'all playing my nephews and cousins and stuff like that. So I wanted y'all I wanted y'all to be here so I can be able to tell y'all this, that yeah, y'all moving to Paris, man. Y'all gonna be there for a while. So y'all gonna have to make Paris your home. So I hope that, y'all are excited. I mean, it's Paris. Who wouldn't want to be in Paris for a little minute? Soak that Paris life up. So they're like, wait, we're moving to Paris? I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, we're moving to Paris. So it was like, okay, so when are we leaving? I'm like, well, I'm leaving a little bit early. Y'all will be leaving in 2 weeks. So y'all minds will start packing up right now. So they're like, okay, cool. We're not gonna say we don't want to go. I mean, hell yeah, let's go to Paris. So I'm like, yeah, well, that's all I had to say. I'm happy to see everybody. Y'all looking good and looking very healthy. So I'm happy to see that. So I get in the car or whatever like that. I'm like, I gotta make one stop, and then I'm going home so we can start packing and go to my private plane station. She was like, your wife tnerra don't know? What about your other wife, Jenna? I'm like, Jenna don't know either. Now, if y'all don't know, Jenna already kind of did that music video with Chris Brown. She did it. It took 2 days. I was there on set when she did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen everything. I made sure everything I made sure everything went respectfully. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had a stunt double when they wanted Jenna Ortega to be in lingerie. We had the stunt double, the girl that was playing Jenna Ortega to be in lingerie and stuff like that. They would just put Jenna Ortega's face onto the girl body. So we definitely, yeah, I was definitely there. And then nobody's taking advantage of my damn wife. So she had already filmed the music video with Chris Brown. It was kissing scenes, but my wife did not kiss Chris Brown. It was a stunt double kissing Chris Brown. So when you see the video, it would look like she's really kissing him, but in reality, it's just technology. So anyway, I go to Maddie, and Mackenzie ends up opening up the damn door. She's like, okay, well, what do I owe this visit? I'm like, well, I kind of came to see your sister. So like, so you ain't come to see me? How come I ain't hear from you in a while, David? Been running? I'm like, I ain't been running from you, Mackenzie. You look happy with your boyfriend. I ain't want to, step on your toes. She's like, oh, that is bullshit. That is bullshit if I ever heard it. I'm like, what did you mean by that? It's like, cause you fucking playing. Like, what do you mean I look like I'm happy with my boyfriend? Of course I'm happy with my damn boyfriend, but that don't mean shit. What you talking about, that shit you seen online, what, on TikTok and stuff? They videos. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a relationship. But you could have been in a relationship with me too if you wasn't playing so many fucking games. I'm like, look, Mackenzie, where's your sister Maddie? She's like, she in the room. So Maddie was like, who is at the door? So she get up, Maddie like, Mackenzie, who's at the damn door? Who's at my door? And who are you talking to? She's like, David. It's like, why is he still standing outside? Can you let him in? So she's like, okay. So I go in the room, Mackenzie's like, what's going on with y'all two? She's like, oh, we back together. She's like, what? Y'all was never dating. So she was like, what do you mean? She's like, you're saying you're back together like y'all was dating before. Y'all was never dating. So she's like, well, we're dating now. So she's like, yeah, but y'all was never dating before. So how could y'all be back together? You mean that y'all are together now? So what's going to happen with your boyfriend when he finds out? She was like, when he finds out, I'll be long gone. So she's like, where will you be at? Where you going at? She was like, nothing. Look, Mackenzie, I got to go in the room and talk to David. And don't listen at the door. So she's like, David, let's go in the bathroom. That way she can't hear this shit. So I'm like, okay. Look, I'm like, Maddie, I got to leave a little early. She's like, to go to Paris for the little Richie thing? I'm like, yeah. And it's not a thing. It's a biopic movie. She's like, I know, baby. I know. I'm like, look, but I set everything up where you can leave a little early too. Like, you can leave in 2 days and stuff. She's like, okay. I'm like, look, I got a nice little apartment, out there for you. I already bought it for you and everything. She's like, okay. I'm like, you still gonna bring Mackenzie? She's like, I mean, if I bring her, all she gonna do is block. She not gonna even let us have sex. She like you too. So, I mean, I could bring some of my friends besides Mackenzie. So she's like, because David, I don't want to be out there all by my damn self. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, who wants to be all out in Paris by themselves? I understand that. So I ain't gonna lie, me and Maddie did have sex, which was real good. We cut up and stuff before I, left. And then Mackenzie was just like, where you going at? Where's your ass going at? I'm like, I gotta leave. She's like, so you just gonna fuck my sister and leave, huh? So my sister a booty call to you? Is that all she is to you? I'm like, Mackenzie, I'm not playing these games with you. She's like, what fucking games? Who playing games? And if anybody playing games, it's your ass. I'm like, all right, I'm going to the car, all right, have a nice day. She's like, have a nice day. David, shut the fuck up. I'm like, yo, I turned around looking at Mackenzie. I had to laugh for a minute. Because there was no way she was talking to me like that. It was just no way she had that fucking tone with me. So I looked at Mackenzie and I started laughing. But I think I know why she was acting like that. See, a lot of these girls, they'll get smart with me in return for me beating that pussy up. See, they like to do stuff like that for me to have sex with them. That's what they do. They get smart with me, and then in the end, I'm having sex with them, beating it up or whatever. So Mackenzie tells me to shut the fuck up, right? So I'm looking at Mackenzie and I start laughing. She's like, "What the fuck is so funny? Do it like I'm laughing? I don't got no fucking smirk on my face." So I'm like, Mackenzie, you a real funny girl. It's like, oh, I'm a funny girl. I'm like, you got room in here? It's like, why you ask me that? I'm like, do you got room in here? It's like, yeah, I got room in here. So she go into the room she was staying in, and she's like, wow, no, I'm in here. Like, what's the problem? So I'm like, Mackenzie, I know what you want. She's like, what I want? You don't know what I want. I ain't tell you what I want. So I'm like, you want me to have sex with you? She's like, and you got all that for me telling you to shut the fuck up. I'm like, yeah, I got all that from when you opened the damn door. So she's like, all right, David, I do kind of want to have sex with you, but you just fucked my sister. So, I mean, there's no way that I'm going to let you fuck me too. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll leave. She's like, wait. Do you want to fuck me? I'm like, well, I do want to beat it up, but I know you're going to feel guilty when you're around your boyfriend. So she's like, who said anything about feeling guilty? So she started kissing on me, right? I'm grabbing her titties and stuff. I'm like, look, Mackenzie, you don't want to take it there. You take it there, then I'm going to have to go all the way. She's like, who said I didn't want you to go all the way? So she's like, she's like, I'm kissing on you to let you know, like, I want you to take it there. So I'm like, oh, you want me to? She's like, yeah, if I wasn't doing the stuff I'm doing, I wouldn't, started to do it. So I take off her clothes and leave her panties on, and she know I like girls in their underwears and stuff. She's like, you ain't take the bra off. So I took the bra off. Now, I already had sex with Mackenzie before, you know what I'm saying, but I never really had sex with Maddie. But I just started to kind of like have sex with Maddie and stuff. So Mackenzie, she gets on the bed and she just doing all this animal stuff and crawling around like a little animal. I don't know, she just doing all this weird shit. But then I ended up having sex with Mackenzie, which was incredible, because, when girls cuss at me, it makes me want to beat it up a lot more and stuff like that. Kind of like you putting them in their place, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, after I was done having sex with Mackenzie, she was like, David. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I was calling you and you wasn't answering your phone. Did you change your fucking number? I'm like, did I change my number? She's like, yeah, did you change your number? Because I called you, I was calling you like for the past couple of weeks and no answer. Or unless you've been looking at the number and you knew it was fucking me and you just didn't want to answer the shit. I'm like, no, of course not. She's like, then why the fuck you never answer the phone? Did you change your damn number? So I'm like, I might have changed my number. She's like, stay right here, cause I'm about to call your phone right now, cause we gonna nip this shit in the bud. I want to see if your ass changed your number or you didn't. So she called my phone, but it didn't ring. She's like, you might have did change your number. All right, so what's your new number, David? So I give her my new number or whatever like that, and she's like, so you get a new number and you. She's like, so you get a new number and you don't tell me? I'm like, look, you have a boyfriend. What, was it mandatory for me to tell you? She's like, yes, David. Anyway, she's like, hopefully we can do it again. I mean, don't be no stranger. So I leave out or whatever, and Mackenzie just lays in the bed after I leave out. And now I'm on my way back home. I don't know why, because I gotta, cough a little bit. That's why I keep on clearing my throat. But yeah, I'm on my way back home to my wife, tnerra, and now I know I gotta, kind of like wake them up. It's at night. It's not really daytime. It's at night, y'all. It's like 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, I go home and I'm in the car. My grandmother like, you want me to wake up tnerra and them? I'm like, No, no, no. I'll wake them up. Don't worry about it. I'll wake them up, Grandma. So she's like, all right. I'm like, I'm gonna start with Jenna Ortega. Then I'm gonna go in there with tnerra. I was like, no, I'm gonna start with tnerra, and then I'm gonna go in there with Jenna. So I'm like, tnerra. She's like, yeah, baby. I'm like, you up? She's like, if I'm talking to you, obviously I'm up. Yeah, baby, I'm up. What's wrong? I'm like, we leaving tonight. She's like, tonight? But I ain't packed up. I'm like, she's like, I thought we was leaving in 2 weeks. David, I got a hair appointment tomorrow. I'm like, whoa, you know what? You gonna have to have a hair appointment in Paris. She's like, David, I don't know no fucking people that do hairs in fucking Paris. I don't know no hairstylists in Paris, David. I'm like, well, you gonna have to figure it out when we get there. It's like, David. I'm like, look, and how the fuck is your sick ass gonna get your hair done anyway? You shouldn't be getting your hair done. You still got the flu. She's like, okay, well, fine then. You taking me shopping when we go out there. I'm like, okay, wake your friend up because she got to get her ass up too. She's like, all right. I'm like, come here. It's like, what? I'm like, I want to have sex real quick. It's like, okay. So we have sex, which was really good. I had to cut up with my wife tnerra. I'm like, I love you, right? It's like, do you know who your co-star is for this movie? I'm like, I'm not gonna find out until I get out there. It's supposed to be a surprise. It's like, well, when you find out who the fuck your damn co-star is, like your leading girl for this fucking biopic, you better make sure to fucking tell me. So I'm like, I will definitely tell you. It's like, okay. So she's like, David, we gotta get the babies ready. Wait, wait, hold on. Your grandparents ain't coming, is they? I'm like, well, they have to come. They my grandparents. Like, I'm like, look, you don't have to worry about them. They're not gonna bother you. They haven't been bothering you since you've been sick. She's like, yeah, you're right. They haven't been bothering me. I'm like, they my responsibility. They my grandparents. You don't have to worry about that. She's like, all right, well, you gotta help me get these babies ready because I can't get them ready by my damn self. I'm like, okay, I gotta go tell Jenna. It's like, wait, Jenna's coming too? I'm like, I can't leave Jenna here with the babies. I mean, she got my babies too. She's like, okay, what? She's staying in the ranch with us. I'm like, well, there's like another, section of a house that's like not connected to the ranch, and she'll be staying in that, like how she's staying in a beach house. So she like, well, as long as she ain't gonna be staying in a fucking ranch, I don't care where she stay at. So I go out there. I'm like, Jenna. She's like, David, is that you? I'm like, yeah. Does it sound like me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, then what the fuck are you? Was you was thinking about somebody else? Like, no. I'm like, all right, you gotta start packing because we about to leave in a few hours. Actually, we about to leave in like 2 hours. She's like, where the fuck we going at? I'm like, we going to Paris. She's like, right now? But I thought we was leaving in 2 weeks. I'm like, baby, I gotta go out there early for business. She's like, they want you out there early? I'm like, ain't that what I just said? She's like, well, do you know who your leading girl is? I know you have a co-star. Who's your leading girl? Did they ever tell you? I'm like, it's supposed to be a surprise. She's like, what do you mean it's supposed to be a surprise? Okay. Yeah, well, are you going to tell me when you find out who she is? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell you. She's like, okay, okay, I'll stop packing. So I'm like, come in. It's like, oh, you horny? I'm like, yeah. It's like, boy, you keep having sex with me, we ain't gonna never leave. I'm like, well, we gonna leave. It's like, who says that? Because you love sex, so I don't think we're gonna leave. So I'm like, we are gonna leave. It's like, okay, we'll see. So tnerra is in there talking to her friend Jasmine. She's like, Jasmine, you gotta help me. She's like, you gotta help me get the babies dressed. So like, what the fuck? It's like 9 o'clock at night. She's like, no, it's not. It's 8:40. So she's like, okay, where the fuck is the babies going at this night? I mean, she's like, where the fuck is the babies going at this time of night? She's like, you acting like it's midnight. She's like, where is the babies going? She's like, we're going to Paris. She's like, wait, right fucking now? I thought we was leaving in 2 weeks. She was like, that's what I fucking thought too. She's like, we got hair appointments tomorrow. So she was like, well, I guess what? We gonna have to fucking decline on them. She's like, you mean like stand them up? I'm like, so tnerra was like, yeah, I guess that's what that means. She's like, but how the fuck are we gonna get our hair and nails done? I mean, like, We don't know nobody in Paris. So she's like, well, I guess we're going to have to figure that shit out when we get there. So she's like, oh my goodness. All right, so that means I got to pack my shit out. But good thing I ain't take none of my shit out the fucking damn suitcases. So I'm already good. She's like, well, can you fucking help me? Because goddamn. So I'm like, having sex with my wife, Jenna Ortega, my other wife. And I'm like, you know what? You can just leave that stuff here. It's like, what do you mean, David? I'm like, look, we don't have time for this shit right now. Come on. She's like, David, can I at least put a fucking outfit on? Like, grab my toothbrush? Shit, damn. I'm like, just come on, girl. It's like, okay. So she's like, I'm going in there. I'm like, tnerra, it's baby's dress. She's like, yes, without your help. I mean, you are the father. I'm like, you don't got to keep reminding me of that. I know that, baby, but you don't have time to pack. You even, Jasmine. She's like, my stuff already packed. I'm like, all right. So tnerra like, well, wait. Hold on. Hold on one fucking minute. What do you mean I don't have time to pack? David, I got to pack the baby bags. I'm like, you can pack the baby bags, but that's it. She's like, what the fuck you mean that's it? Well, what am I going to do for clothes, David? I need panties. I'm like, look, don't you think I know all that shit? She's like, then what are we going to do for the shit? Because, David, I'm not wearing the same fucking panties when you fuck me. So I'm like, tnerra, how much money am I worth? She's like, you're a trillionaire. I'm like, so are you really questioning me right now about what the fuck? Are you really questioning me about fucking clothes? Don't you think I know that by now? If we go out there in Paris, you think I'm going to have you out there with the same fucking outfit? I'm taking you shopping. So she's like, oh. Well, you should have left with that in the first. You should have told me that before you started having me thinking and shit. I'm like, you shouldn't have had to think. You should have already knew that. She's like, David, if I already... So Jasmine like, will y'all two stop fucking arguing? Like, goddamn, he's taking you shopping. You gonna take me shopping too though, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'll take you shopping. So tnerra like, he don't need to take your ass shopping. You already got all your damn clothes. So she's like, but I need new clothes though. So she's like, we gonna be out there for a long ass time. I need new clothes and some new shoes too. You gonna get my hair and nails done, right? So I'm like, she's like, that's in the budget though, right? That cause you pay me my salary. So that I'm basically your employee. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll pay your salary. I mean, yeah, I was like, yeah, I pay your salary, but yeah, I get your hair and nails done. So they were like, you just saying yes to any damn thing, ain't you, David? You just saying yes to any fucking thing. I'm like, I'm not saying yes to anything. She's like, yes, the fuck you are. You just saying yes to every damn thing. Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I do. You ain't taking our ass fucking shopping. Your ass get $20,000 every first of the month. When you get your fucking money, you take your own damn self shopping. My husband takes me shopping and our fucking babies. He's not taking your ass shopping. Girl, you are out of line for that shit. So she's like, but I thought it would be kind of cool. I mean, she's like, he's not taking you shopping. He's not your man. When you get out there, you find your own fucking man. And then his ass can take you shopping. So I'm like, tnerra, did you fucking... She's like, the babies are dressed, David. I'm packing the baby bags. So we get on a private plane, me, Jenna Ortega, my wife tnerra, and our friend Jasmine. So me and tnerra, we go in the back with the babies. I'm like, what is this with your attitude? I don't like your attitude. She's like, I don't have an attitude, baby. You was just rushing me. I'm like, rushing you? She's like, yes, you were. David, getting the babies together and getting myself together, that is stressful a little bit, David. And then you rushing me on top of that. It's not like you actually helping me. So I'm like, all right, okay, I get it, baby. She's like, I'm sorry if I'm being a bit of a fucking jackass, David, or I'm, having an attitude. That's not what I'm trying to do. David, I need help, okay? So you can't just be like putting all that pressure on me sometimes. I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying. All right, so do you want to have sex though? It's like, yeah. Do you have to ask? So we had sex. We kind of like cut up, made love and everything. I ain't gonna lie, it was so good. Now on our way to Paris, Zendaya ends up getting, I left notes on everybody's doorstep, all of my celebrity girlfriends. So Zendaya, she gets the note, right? She gets her note and she opens, like her mother brings the note to her. So Zendaya was like, Mom, what are you handing me? What is this shit? So she was like, it's a note from David. She's like, a note from David? Why the fuck he just didn't give it to me his damn self? So she was like, I don't know, maybe he didn't have time to. She's like, open that shit up and read it to me. I want to see what bullshit his ass thing came up with now. So she was like, it says, sorry baby, I had to leave early to go to Paris for business reason for the biopic, Little Richie. But you can leave in 2 days. I got you an apartment. Well, it says in the note that he bought you an apartment, a place to stay, and he can get you out there in 2 days. She was like, well, I'm leaving in 2 days. So she was like, why couldn't he just tell me that shit in person? So her mother was like, maybe he was really in a rush. Maybe he didn't really have time to talk to you. And you know, when y'all two talk, y'all have sex. So it's not like he would actually leave on time. So she's like, well, Mom, I'm leaving. She's like, you're going to Paris? But what about all the stuff you got planned? She's like, Mom, we are filming a fucking movie together, me and David. We're doing a fucking movie together. And there's no way we're putting that shit on hold. I'm fucking going to Paris. And if you haven't noticed, I am pregnant with his fucking babies. And he is definitely going to be there for the birth of these fucking babies. I ain't doing this shit by myself. I ain't make these babies by myself. Did I put these fucking babies in my uterus? So she's like, no. It's like, okay then. So his ass is definitely gonna fucking be there when I birth these fucking babies. Ma, get my suitcase. She's like, you really going to Paris? Like, hell yeah, I'm going to Paris. So she's like, start packing that shit up. You coming too, Mom, I'm gonna need you there. So she's like, you know what? All y'all can come. Just come on and pack this shit up. We going to Paris. And whatever y'all don't fucking take with y'all, I guess I'll get it when we go shopping. Because we ain't gonna be able to take everything. So she's like, but he said we can leave in 2 days. She's like, I got my own damn jet. I got my own private plane too. Like, we can fucking, I'm leaving tonight. His ass think he gonna fucking go there tonight and then don't see my fucking face there too. I'm fucking going there right the fuck now. Fuck that 2 day shit. So she was like, oh, okay. You going now? It's like, yeah, call the pilot up. Tell him to fill that fucking damn engine up. Cause we going to fucking Paris. So Zendaya was not playing, and she didn't even call me either. So she was on a mission. So I remember, Erica, the girl that plays on Stranger Things, she got her letter, and she was like, no, I want to go right now. Like, I want to go to Paris right now. All these girls didn't want to wait till 2 days. It's only fucking 2 days. They acting like I told them a fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Like, they acting like I told them 3 weeks. I said 2 damn days. They couldn't wait. Even Maddie couldn't wait. Maddie had her shit packed. So Maddie had her stuff packed. She had the number. I gave her the number to my pilots. And one of my pilots, that's a female. So she had got off the phone with her. And Mackenzie was like, Maddie, who you was talking to? She was like, one of David's pilots. It's a female. So she was like, yeah, I heard the girl voice you had on a speakerphone. Where are you going at? She's like, to Paris. She's like, to Paris? Right now? She was like, yeah, David's filming a Little Richie biopic movie, and I want to spend time with him. So she was like, girl, what about all the stuff we got planned? Fashion Week, all that shit. She's like, well, we can do Fashion Week in Paris. Paris is where they hold Fashion Week anyway. So she was like, yeah, it is. She was like, look, you can come with me, but you better not start all that shit when you get there. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, doing all that blocking shit. Because me and David is in a relationship. So if you're going to be there, be there. But you're not going to be there being all annoying and shit. So she's like, okay. She's like, because you're going to hear us fucking. So I'm just letting you know that. Is that going to be uncomfortable for you? So she's like, yes, the fuck it is. She was like, then you need to get a fucking hotel room. Because I'm definitely going to be letting them fuck. So she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get a hotel room. She was like, yeah, but if it's one of David's apartments, it probably got an upstairs and stuff. So you might not be able to hear it. She's like, it don't even matter if I don't hear y'all fucking. It's the fact that I know that y'all gonna be fucking. Like, I know if he's there, he's screwing you. So she's like, okay, yeah, well, you know that. So she's like, I'm coming anyway. She's like, girl, you better put some earphones on because when he get there, it's going to be on. So she was like, I don't want to hear about your damn sex life, Maddie. So she was like, oh, okay. Well, come on, girl. She's like, look, I don't have time. She's like, you just going to have to come with what you got on. She's like, look, Look, the time, like, we wasting time, girl. The fucking pilot is waiting for me and stuff. Girl, you gonna have to come on with the stuff. I'll take you shopping when we get there. She was like, you gonna buy me stuff? She was like, yep. I mean, it's not like you don't already got your own fucking money, but yeah, I take you shopping. I am your big sister. It's the least I can do. Come on, girl. Damn. It's like, can we call mommy at least and let her know we leaving? It's like, we'll call mommy when we get there. Just come on. So they get in the car, whatever, like that. Mackenzie's like, I cannot believe you got me wearing literally the same outfit. I got on pajamas. She was like, look, Mackenzie, you'll be fine. Okay, like you good. I'm taking you shopping when we get there. And it's nighttime anyway. She's like, ain't it a time difference in Paris and stuff? She's like, no, it's not a damn time difference. Who the fuck told you that? So she's like, oh, I thought it was different times. She's like, no, it's not. Mackenzie, I don't know who the fuck you getting your information from, but no. So now all of my celebrity girlfriends pretty much had got their letters. I know Storm Reed had got her letter, right? Storm Reed was in the process of, hanging out, or about to hang out with her boyfriend. And so she got my letter, she read my letter. Her boyfriend was upstairs using the bathroom, whatever. Now she had one of two things. Either wait until 2 days. She could have just waited until 2 days, because I don't see where the problem would be at. She could have just waited and just hanged out with her boyfriend. Or she could just come right now. Now she decided to come right now. So as her boyfriend was in the bathroom, Storm Reed was packing up all of her shit, mostly all of her stuff, putting it in suitcases and stuff like that. And so when her boyfriend got out the bathroom, she had all of her stuff at the fucking door. So he's like, girl, what the fuck you doing? Was you moving or something? I thought you just moved in here, girl. So she's like, no, I gotta go somewhere. She's like, so he's like, where you gotta go at? So she's like, it's last minute. I gotta go to Paris. So he like, well, what you going to Paris for, girl? You got a movie or something you doing? Something you like, I don't know anything about this. Like, how come you ain't tell me? You tell me everything. So she's like, yeah, I need to talk to you. Can I talk to you? So he's like, yeah, what's up? So she's like, this not really working out. I'm sorry. So he like, what the fuck you mean you sorry? Like, what do you mean it's not working out? What the fuck you mean by that? Cause I'm really not comprehending. What do you fucking mean? You met my fucking parents. What do you mean by that? So she's like, it's just I've been having a lot of things on my mind lately, and I just, my time and energy haven't been focused on this relationship. So he like, so what have been focusing on? She's like, I can't really tell you. So he's like, is it another boy? Is it somebody else? So she's like, something like that. So he like, what do you mean something like that? What the fuck? She's like, yes, it's somebody else. But this person, we kind of was a thing before you even got into the picture. So he's like, you think I fucking care about that? You think I give any type of shit about that? You think I care? So she was like, yeah, of course you don't, which is why I didn't want to tell you. Look, you don't understand that me and this person got history together, and I'm sorry, I'm just not ready to let him go. So he like, so what do you say? She's like, look, we've been fooling around while you was at training camp for a couple of weeks and stuff, and he fucked around and got me pregnant. So he like, what? I want to make sure I'm hearing this shit right. Did you just tell me that y'all was having sex while I was at training camp and he fucked around and knocked your ass up? Is that what you're saying? Because I want to make sure my ears is hearing this shit. So she was like, yeah, that's what I said to you. So he like, wow. So what you gonna do? You gonna keep the baby? She's like, I'm not killing it. Look, I already told him about it and he's happy. Look, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry, but I just can't do this anymore. I'm starting to feel really guilty about this shit. I'm sorry. So he's like, you couldn't tell me this shit on the phone before I came all the way the fuck down here, and now you want to spring this shit on me now? She's like, look, I'm sorry. Okay, I was gonna tell you your last day here. I was gonna tell you everything, but I'm sorry. So he like, wow. All right, you know what? Fuck it. Okay. All right, I'll leave. So he, got his stuff and he left. He didn't really make a scene like that. He got his stuff. He left, and my wife tnerra, she was pretty much knocked out. Storm Reed didn't end up calling me, and so I answered the phone. I kind of went upstairs, and I'm like, "Who is this?" She's like, "Storm Reed." I'm like, "Storm Reed? This is Storm Reed?" She's like, "David, it's Storm Reed." So I'm like, "I know, baby. What you doing?" She's like, "I miss you, David." I'm like, "You miss me? You sure you miss me?" She's like, "Yes, I do miss you." So I'm like, oh, "Okay, I just want to make sure." It's like, "Oh, you just want to make sure." So I'm like, "Did you get my letter?" She's like, "Yes, I got it, baby. I'm coming tonight if that's okay." I'm like, "You gonna bring that pussy to me?" She's like, "Yes, David, I'm bringing it to you. Why else would you think I'd be coming?" So it's like, and we gotta finish that fucking movie. And we can't finish it without your ass. And I want you there. Oh, and I got one more thing to tell you. I did it. I broke up with my boyfriend just a few minutes ago. I'm like, "You broke up with him, baby?" She's like, "Yep, I really did it. It's over." I'm like, "Okay, so I'm proud of you. You finally had the balls to do it." She's like, "You know what? I always had the balls to do it. I was just waiting for the right time to do it, David." And I mean, that was just the perfect timing to tell him. I'm like, "Okay, so was he mad?" She was like, "Yeah, he was definitely pissed off. He was really pissed off, but he'll get over it. He'll get over it." I'm like, "All right, well, you make sure you bring that body to me. I need it like real bad." It's like, "Okay, and I don't need your dick real bad." I'm like, "I mean, yeah, I know you do." It's like, "Well, why you think I'm coming?" So now I remember, the cast from Stranger Things. Um, the cast from Stranger Things, they all got their letters, right? All the girls from Stranger Things, they all got their letters. And they was like, "Well, damn this. I'm not waiting for no fucking 2 days. I'm about to come. I'm coming now." You know what I'm saying? If I got a choice, I'm coming now. Fuck you mean? If you want to come in 2 days, you can. No, nigga, I'm coming right now and getting it done right now. So all these girls, but I'm working with these girls. A lot of these girls I'm doing movies with, TV series with, So I had to like fly them out here. You know what I'm saying? I have no choice. So now, as they all coming down here, now I'm gonna get down there before them though, like, cause I was already on a private plane with my wife tnerra and stuff, and Jenna Ortega. So I go in the room with Jenna Ortega, and I'm kissing her, and I'm like, "How's my other wife?" She's like, "I miss you so much, baby." I'm like, "I miss you too." She's like, "I felt so uncomfortable in that fucking set. I'm so glad you was there, like monitoring everything and making sure everything was going right." I felt so at ease at that set. Like I really did not feel comfortable at that set. I'm like, "I know I ain't feel comfortable either." She's like, "Why do I think that Chris Brown wanted me there by myself?" I'm like, "He probably did want you there by himself. So he could probably take advantage of you." She was like, "And that wouldn't have fucking happened, because if he would have tried to rape me, I definitely would have fucking told you. So, unless his ass want a death wish early." So it's like, I was so happy you was there dictating everything. And I could tell as you was saying how everything was going, like far as me being in a video, Chris Brown was looking real pissed off. I'm like, I seen his face. I know he was looking pissed off. But let me tell you something. He's not going to have his fucking way with my damn wife. And I told him that after we was done filming that music video. I told him in his trailer, I'm like, "Yo, don't call me about none of my fucking wives ever again. They ain't none of my wives being in none of your fucking music videos ever again. You lucky I did this shit on a limb, because we is cool. But the next time you do that shit again, we going to have a problem. And it's going to be a big damn one." So he like, "Oh, all right. I got you." I'm like, "Because you got all these other girls in the world. It's billions of bitches. You coming after my fucking wives? My fucking wives? Are you out of your fucking mind? So he's like, yo, all right, I got you. I'm like, all right now, man, keep that shit moving. I'm trying to keep it classy, but you gonna get me out my damn character. So I'm like, you sit up there trying to break up a damn happy home. He's like, no, I mean, I'm like, look, I know you like my wife, Jenna. A lot of niggas in the game, they love my wife, Jenna. They keep on sending her DMs. They trying to get up in them panties. But you know what? I'm the one fucking her. Okay? So I want to let your ass know this shit up front. I know where your mind at. Okay? You want to have sex with my wife. You want her to yourself, but guess what? You ain't going to have her. Okay? And I already peeped it. So yeah, I told him that shit. And he ain't like it. Because he didn't think that I knew that he liked you. She's like, yeah, I had that feeling too that he liked me. I had that feeling too. So I'm like, yeah, I seen him trying to play it all cool, like he was trying to be a gentleman. When I seen him, he thought he was gonna be able to touch all over you. That wasn't gonna happen. Once he seen that stunt double, he was just like, all of his dreams was crushed. All of his dreams was crushed. He was just like, yeah, well, you better just pretend that is her fucking body. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't touching my fucking wife ass. It ain't happening, nigga. So she's like, when is that stupid ass music video coming out? So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not Chris Brown. So she's like, I hope, man, I swear, I hope your fans do not go crazy on me. You did tell them that you knew about this music video. You did like warn them. Please tell me you told them. I'm like, my fans, you that afraid of my fucking fans? She's like, David, yes, the fuck I am. Your fans are, they vicious as shit. They brutal. Hell yeah, I'm afraid of your damn fans. They more worse than my damn fans. I'm like, okay. She's like, David, your fans are too damn crazy. They like out of this world nuts. So I'm like, okay. She's like, even though you probably did say something to them, they probably still gonna be on my ass. And that's why I need to, he probably gonna post that shit. I don't know when they gonna post that video. But when they post that video, oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to prove to them that that's not my body. I'm gonna have to prove to them that a lot of people are gonna be like, that ain't Jenna body. Like they're gonna be like, that ain't Jenna. Like a lot of people, cause they know my physique, like the way I'm shaped. You know what I'm saying? Like people know how I'm shaped. So some people will be like, that don't look like Jenna body. You know? I'm like, yeah, well if you smart, if people smart, they'll put it together. If they not, then fuck them. So I just remember I had sex with my wife, Jenna Ortega, which was amazing, by the way. And now, look, I want to explain all this to y'all. So, look, right? I want to explain all this to y'all. So, look, after I had sex with my wife, Jenna Ortega, the girl, Jasmine, she was like up front, you know, like looking at TV and stuff and just chilling. She's like, David, I'm sorry. I was just playing about you, like taking me shopping. You ain't really got to do that. I'm like, no, I mean, I can do that. She's like, you can? But no, I don't want tnerra saying anything to me about it because, you know, she'll be on my ass. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, speaking of asses, do you think my ass getting a little big? You think? Because I'm eating too much. So she get up or whatever. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, you got a nice thick ass, you don't got no man. It's like, no. I mean, I had a boyfriend before I came out here for a little while, but things ain't work out. I'm like, so what happened with him? She's like, he cheated on me. I'm like, he did? She's like, yeah. And it was weird. It was with one of my friends, and I thought I could trust her around them. And I came home to them fucking and stuff. And it was just, like, if you catch your best friend fucking your boyfriend, you can't talk your way out of that shit. How are you gonna talk your way out of it? I fell on his dick by mistake, like, and we just started fucking, like, there's no way you can talk your way out of that shit, you know, like, I don't know. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're a badass girl, you like real pretty. She's like, well, yeah, but seems like every boyfriend I get, they treat me like shit, you know, just getting what they want out of me, you know, sex. After they get the sex, then it's like, well, I don't really got to be faithful to her, you know. I'm like, oh, okay. So like, yeah, I just really ain't looking for a boyfriend right now. I'm like, oh, you're not? She's like, well, no. So I'm like, what are you looking at? She's like, one of your movies. I'm like, you looking at one of my films? She's like, yeah. So she was looking at one of my films. Like, I'm a big fan of you. It might not seem like it, but I definitely love your movies, your TV series. I think you're so cute. I'm like, you do? She's like, yeah, but I said that when I first came here, but, you know, tnerra was on my ass about that, so I had to stop, saying how I felt about you. I used to fantasize about you having sex with me at night. All the time. I'm like, really? It's like all the time. So I'm like, you put emphasis on all the time. It's like I did. So I remember she get up, I go, I walk behind her and she look at me. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh no, I thought I was just slow dance with you. It's like your thing is really hard. I think you're horny. I'm like, yeah. It's like, is tnerra asleep? I'm like, yeah. It's like we can kind of go in the bathroom. I mean, can she hear us have sex? I'm like, are you a virgin? She's like, have you been listening to my stories? I'm not a virgin. I've been got my cherry popped. I'm like, okay. It's like, look, but if we are going to do this, we got to do it the right way. Like, what if I end up pregnant? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you know what I mean, David. I'm like, it's like, if I'm going to be a living nanny, like, what if I get knocked up? Then what? Like, how am I going to explain that to tnerra? I mean, I know you don't like using condoms, but I think you should start just with me so I won't get knocked up. Because that way we can have sex when she go to sleep. She won't suspect anything. I'm like, I don't like using condoms. She's like, all right, David, it's your funeral. Because if she find out, she's going to go crazy. I mean, I try to tell you to use protection because I can get pregnant. So I'm just, letting you know. I was trying to help you out, but okay. So we go in the bathroom and we did make love. Like, we had sex a couple of times, like more than once in the bathroom, which was good. And she didn't have a boyfriend, so that was, even more better. So after I was done making love to Jasmine, which was my wife tnerra's friend, so she was like, "Oh, that was like really good. Like, you don't know how bad I needed that." I'm like, "You needed? Did you need it real bad?" Like, she's like, "Yes, David. I've been horny since I came down here." I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Yeah." It's been like it's been so long since I had sex, David, and we had sex back to back. So, oh man, I definitely needed that. So, what am I just the nanny you have sex with? Your living nanny who you have sex with? I mean, I don't think you want me to be your girlfriend. I'm like, you just said you wasn't looking for a boyfriend. It's like, I mean, I'm not looking for a boyfriend, but I would like to have one. I'm like, okay, well, you can be my girlfriend and live in nanny. So like, okay, cool, okay. So she's like, so what else you want to do with me? Because we are still got a few hours to go. She's like, we still got a few more hours to go before we get to Paris. So had sex with her from the back. We did a lot of little nasty little things. I did come in her a couple of times, and you know, it was good. You know what I'm saying? She did say she do want to be a mother. She never said she ain't want no kids. She said she want kids. She was like, yeah, I want kids. I mean, I do want to be a mom. I'm like, you do? She's like, yeah, I mean, I want to be a mother. So I'm like, so if I was to get you pregnant, would you still be the nanny for me and tnerra baby? So like, yeah, I mean, but it would be kind of hard. I'm like, well, it's like, because, I mean, like, I would have your babies. If I do get pregnant, it would be your kids. So it's like, that would be kind of hard. Because, I mean, like, I would need extra help. I'm like, okay, it's like, like, I'll be taking care. But, it take 9 months. Now, even though you're not normal, is the pregnancy kind of like, do the girls do they carry the babies for 9 months like a regular pregnancy? I'm like, yeah, they do. So, like, all right, so it takes 9 months for a baby to come. So I'm assuming, she's like, I'm assuming that You know what? Yeah, I still would be the nanny. But when they get here, like when I birth them, it'll probably be a little bit different. But I don't know. Why are we talking about babies? I mean, like, I don't want to jinx it, David. I mean, I don't want to end up knocked up. I'm like, okay, so like, but, you know. So after that, we had sex in the bathroom a couple of more times. And then she kind of came out the bathroom and went to sleep. She was pretty much out of it after that. And then I went back in there with tnerra, kind of washed up. I got a shower on my private plane, washed up. And then I went to bed with my wife tnerra. We got the purse. Good thing there ain't nobody, like a lot of people didn't know I was coming. But I do got a lot of fans in Paris. Like I ain't know like how big I was in Paris. Like I'm huge in Paris. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got a lot of fans in Paris. I mean, there was a lot of pictures of me and billboards of me out there in Paris and stuff. All over and shit like that, which was crazy. So tnerra, we get off the plane, we got the babies and stuff, and Jenna, and then her friend Jasmine, and tnerra like, I slept good as shit, David. I slept so good, baby. I'm like, you did? She's like, yeah. She's like, girl, what is going on with your hair, Jasmine? She's like, I was asleep. You didn't see me sleep? She's like, you were sleeping while I was like, I probably was. I couldn't get comfortable in that chair. So she was like, She's like, David, you are taking me fucking shopping in the morning. So I'm like, I'm definitely taking you shopping. She's like, because I'm not wearing the same panties. I swear, David, I'm not. I'm fucking not. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's like the first place we going tomorrow is panty shopping. I'm like, panty shopping? It's like panty, bra, whatever. It don't matter. We going shopping. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, and you gonna watch the babies, right? Right, She's like, right, Jasmine? That's what you getting paid for. She's like, yeah, of course. She's like, oh, good. Me and you tomorrow, David, no excuses. So I'm like, yeah, of course. I told you I was taking you shopping. I gotta take Jenna shopping too, cause Jenna didn't bring her stuff. She's like, I'm fully fucking aware that you ain't take. She's like, I'm fully aware that Jenna ain't fucking bring none of her shit. I don't see no damn bags in her hand either. So she's like, you know what? I don't see bags in your hand either. I'm like, well, that's because I already got clothes here in my ranch. She's like, so we go there to the ranch, right? We go there to the ranch, and tnerra sees it, and she's just like, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful." I'm like, "You like it?" She's like, "I just literally said that it's beautiful, honey. Yes, I love it, but we need some furniture in here. It's a lot." So Jenna was like, "Baby, in the beach house, do I got furniture in there?" I'm like, you probably gonna have to decorate it. So I'm gonna have to order some stuff offline. I'm like, yeah. It's like, what about a bed? So I'm like, look, I had all the beds thrown out. I'm big on germs and stuff like that. It's like, David, what the fuck we gonna sleep on? I'm like, look, gonna sleep on the couch. There's a couch in there. You're gonna sleep on the couch in the beach house, and then we're gonna order some beds and stuff. We're gonna take care of all that stuff tomorrow. So tonight we're like, you damn right we fucking is, David. Cause then we gonna have to make. Oh my God, David, you didn't think this shit through. You really didn't think this through. I'm like, I did think it through. She's like, then if you thought it fucking through, where the fuck is our babies gonna sleep at, David? Did you think that through? I'm like, tnerra, you don't gotta talk to me like I'm a fucking idiot. She's like, you are a fucking idiot. Right now you are, baby. Because why would you sit there and tell us to come right the fuck now and we don't got nowhere to put the fucking babies when they go to sleep? You threw all of the damn beds out. You didn't think this shit through. You did not. So I'm like, look, we gonna make them bunks on the bed. She's like, what? I'm like, we gonna make them bunks on the floor. She's like, what fucking quilts, David? What quilts, what covers are we gonna make to make bunks on the floor? I'm like, look, we're just gonna get creative. She's like, David, I should slap this shit out you. I should really slap your ass in many different ways. I should slap your fucking face leaves. So I just remember we looked at the time And Jasmine like, wait, it's like 6 o'clock here. She's like, it's 6 o'clock at night. She was like, yeah. She was like, all right, so we can go. They gotta have a Walmart or something around here. So we ended up going to Walmart because it was kind of a time difference. So Walmart was still open. And as soon as we went to Walmart, all these girls come running towards me. They're like, that's David. That's David. Oh my God, that is David. So tnerra like, y'all gonna have to calm the fuck down. He with his damn family. Y'all gonna have to calm down. Like all the way the fuck down. Right now, we are not in the fucking mood. Okay? I need to get some stuff for our babies. Y'all can do that shit tomorrow. Now get out of his fucking face. Now I just got finished and I'm still sick. Okay, y'all like all up in my personal space. Go ahead somewhere with that shit. Go ahead, like for real. So tnerra get these quilts and pillows and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of baby clothes. And we were gonna go real shopping tomorrow. She just had to get some stuff, for the babies, really. You know what I'm saying? And so we came back home after getting all that stuff for the babies. Like, David, the only thing that saved your ass was this fucking time difference. It really was a damn time difference. That was the only thing that saved your ass, was the fucking time was totally fucking different. So I'm like, what do you mean it saved my ass? She's like, David, because I would have been on your ass all fucking night. So you so damn lucky that fucking shit was open. Now I don't gotta say nothing, because now we can set everything up for the babies. But we still ain't got no fucking damn beds. I'm like, we got blow up beds. She's like, oh yeah, we do got blow up beds. So she's like, David, I'm not blowing that shit up. So I'm like, we got an air pump. It's gonna blow it up by itself. It's like, oh yeah, we do. So I'm like, all right, now look, I gotta go meet up with these directors and producers and stuff and meet my leading girl. So tnerra like, you better fucking tell me who the fuck your leading girl is too when you walk your ass back through these damn doors. So I'm like, okay, I'll be sure to tell you that. Say, you better be, because I'm definitely gonna want to fucking know. So I go there and they're like, David, sir, we are so happy you get here safe. I'm like, yeah, we get it. I got here safe for my family and stuff. They're like, that is so good. Now, you are aware of the time difference. I'm like, yeah, well, I guess we found out when we got here. So they're like, okay, well, first thing we got to discuss is the money. Now, look, David, we want to make this worth your damn while. You are the biggest celebrity in the world with numbers that no other celebrity can reach, with movies, TV shows, music. You just got a damn diamond plaque record that's 10 times diamond. Now, do you know any artist that can reach that type of quota? I'm like, well, not that I know. No, not that I know of. So he like, look, you're the only one doing it. Now we can sit here all damn night and kiss your damn ass. We can sit here all damn night and do that. But we're not going to sit here and just kiss your ass and praise you for all the good shit you're doing. Because I think you're fully aware of that shit, David. I think you already know the type of fucking impact you got on this generation and other damn generations. I think you already know that. So I want to talk to you about the figures, the ballpark. I'm like, I'm listening. So they're like, so we want to, look, just, you know what? Just read that contract. So I'm reading the contract and I'm like, where's the money at? They was like, it's right there. It's on there. You got to read it. I'm like, is this say $500? So he's like, no, it's 500 million. I'm like, oh, okay, it says 500 million. They was like, yeah, $500 million. That's what you're getting paid for your services. Now, you do realize you got to go all out for this, though. I mean, you got to really learn how to play the piano. Now, you do know that Little Richie knew how to play guitar, too. But you really just got to learn how to play the piano. And that's going to take a lot of time. Also, David, you sing really good. Actually, way better than Little Richie. Yeah, you sing better than you sing better than Michael Jackson. those songs that you read, they was like those songs that you read that you did over again for the TV series Young Michael Jackson. You redid those songs. That was your voice, right? I'm like, yeah, that was my voice. They was like, yeah, we can tell because you sounded way better than Mike. Now listen, we wanted this to be a surprise of your leading girl. This girl, she's too excited to be working with you. Here's your leading girl, Demi Lovato. Will you come in, please? So Demi Lovato comes in, and she's like, "Oh my God, it is really you. It's really David. It's him." So I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." She's like, "Oh my God, I am literally about to start crying right now. You are so beautiful in person. Oh my God, it's him." So they're like, "Yeah, it's him. It's really him, David." She already signed the contract. So they was like, "I know you didn't come all this way not to sign this contract." So I signed the contract, and it was like, "Good doing business with you, David. Well, we gonna leave y'all two alone to get acquainted, cause y'all two definitely gotta get very close, so y'all can have good chemistry on camera. So we definitely gonna leave y'all alone." So I'm like, "Demi Lovato, you my leading girl." It's like, "Yes." I auditioned. I didn't think I got the role. I'm like, "Well, why didn't you think you got it? I mean, you're a great actor." It's like, "I'm not that much of a great actor. You're just being nice." I'm like, I came in with my boyfriend and some of my friends. So we got a nice little apartment out here. They at home. I'm like, they are. It's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay. You brought your boyfriend here?" It's like, "Yeah, and some of my friends." I'm like, "Some of your friends?" Like, "Well, some of my family members, like my sister, and then I got, one of my friends that work for me, and then my boyfriend or whatever." So yeah, it's kind of like a family trip. We're gonna be here for like 2 years. I'm like, "Oh, so you gonna be here?" It's like, "David, I'm through mostly the whole movie, so yeah, we're gonna be here for a while." I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Look, David, I am so like honored to like do this movie with you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm honored to do it too. I had a big crush on you when you played on Sunny with a Chance and stuff in Camp Rock." She's like, "Oh shit, you know about that stuff?" I'm so fucking embarrassed now. I'm like, "You're embarrassed? Like, you know about that?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, of course I know about Camp Rock, Sunny with a Chance. All the all the shows you played on. You played on like a Montana." It's like, "Oh, David, I am so embarrassed right now. I can't believe that you know about that stuff." I'm like, "Whoa, that's your past. Your past make you who you is, right?" She was like, "Yeah, but I didn't really want you to know about that stuff." I'm like, "You're embarrassed about Camp Rock and stuff?" She's like, "You know what? That was like when I did Camp Rock, I was doing drugs and stuff." I'm like, "You was?" She's like, "Yep, I was really fucked up. I was on some fucked up shit, David." And I was like, when I did the first Camp Rock, I was introduced to weed, like weed and shit like that, and ecstasy and shit. So I was introduced to that when we was filming the first Camp Rock. The second Camp Rock, I was like totally doing other shit, like so much other shit, like besides ecstasy. Like then I started doing crack and heroin, and I was just doing a whole bunch of shit. Then I'm like, "But wait, you was on Sunny with a Chance, right?" It's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So why wasn't it like a third season?" She's like, "Do you want to know why they ended up making that show, the show so random? Instead of making a third season of Sunny with a Chance, you want to know why they did that?" I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Because Sunny with a Chance was basically a show surrounded around me. And so I was the star of the show. And I was so like, I had a lot of other opportunities. Like I had got booked for Camp Rock. Not to mention, I was a recovering addict. Like I was still doing drugs, and I just wasn't really equipped to do both. Like, first of all, doing Camp Rock, you gotta do a lot of rehearsals. Like you gotta do a lot of dance rehearsals. A lot of that shit takes so much energy out of you. By the time you fucking done doing just the fucking one day of rehearsal, by the time you done doing that shit, you want to literally take a loaded gun to your head and just blow your brains out. Because when you wake up, your whole body is fucking sore. Just imagine your whole body is sore. The next day, you got to do that shit all over again. You literally got to do that shit all over again in pain and everything. Like legs aching, arms aching, everything. Because if you look at the fucking movie, we always dancing. Dancing, moving around and shit. That shit takes a lot of fucking rehearsal. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yo, so imagine doing that shit for fucking months. On top of months. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that and do the show Sunny with a Chance. So I had a decision. Because they was like, Camp Rock is going to be a really big smash for Disney. Like, this shit is going to open the doors for Disney and music. And, you know, I really was trying to get my career where it was, you know. And I ain't going to lie, Camp Rock was my entry for me being a big celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have stayed on Sunny with a Chance, nobody would have took me seriously. In some way, I really don't think people take me seriously now, but you know what? I record the music that I want to record. And there was a lot of times when I was making music, David, that I just didn't like that shit. I'm like, you did? It's like, because, David, I really just thought I was just doing it to make other people happy, just recording shit just to make other people happy, but not myself. I wasn't really recording the music that I wanted to record. And so now when I record music now, I do shit that I want to fucking do. I'm like, I get what you're saying. It's like, you know, if I come to the studio and I'm just not really feeling it, I'm just not going to record. Like, I'm just like going to tell them on the phone, like, I'm really just not up for it for today. You know, I just want to stay home. And they be like, oh, all right, okay. But, and another thing that I fought with, David, is I had an eating disorder. Like, I had a thing where I would eat and then I would make myself throw up. That shit is dangerous. Like, if you eat food and then you force yourself to throw up, that's like a really dangerous combination. You can fucking kill yourself doing that shit. And I did that shit for so long. Like, I was really fucking ill. Nobody knew how ill I was. Nobody, because when you looked at me, you never really thought that I had that fucking problem. A lot of people, when they see pretty girls, they be thinking that they all well put together. Like, nothing's wrong with them. They don't have, like, you don't know their background. You don't know what they've been through. You're just looking at the surface. And they're just a pretty girl to you with a nice body. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know what they actually fucking been through. So a lot of people, when they looked at me, that's all they seen was a pretty face and a nice little figure. But they never knew, like, or took the time to get to know me. So I'm like, I get what you're saying. She was like, you know, so it's like, that also hurted me. I got raped when I was like 18 years old. I got fucking raped in a fucking alley. I'm like, you got raped in the alley? I was like, yeah, I got raped. Like, literally fucking raped. And I was drugged out of my mind. So it's like, I couldn't fight the person off because he was overpowering me. And, you know, I was already kind of weak and I was drugged up. All I remember is I'm like waking up to this guy like humping me or whatever in the alley. That's all I remember. And that's how I lost my virginity, David. In a fucking alley. A fucking creepy pervert just had to have his way with me. So not only that, I was that night I was supposed to die because when the paramedics came, they said my whole body was blue. Like, my whole body was blue. Like, I literally was supposed to die. Like, there's so many times that I was supposed to die that I didn't die. So I feel like I'm definitely blessed to be where the fuck I am right now. But this is a fucking honor to be working with you, David, because I have done so much research on you. Like, you are so fucking amazing and talented. And I feel like I want to be more than you. I want to be your best friend. I'm like, oh, you do? It's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, you do? You know it's going to be sex scenes in this movie. He's like, yeah, I know. I didn't tell my boyfriend about the sex scenes. I kind of left that part out. I'm like, you did? It's like, yeah, I don't think he would do too well. Did you tell your wife about the sex scenes? I'm like, No, but they know that's what I'm known for. So she's like, so they know that you will be like having sex with me on camera in the movie. I'm like, yeah, they know that. It's like, oh, okay. So she's like, a lot of people think that you don't deserve, like you didn't deserve the Oscars or the stuff that you've been getting lately, but I feel like you do, cause you work like I don't feel like nobody work as hard as you do. Like when I see you, when you was in that wheelchair for all them damn months, I ain't never seen somebody in a wheelchair work that damn hard. Like I seen your ass everywhere. I'm like, damn. Then you had your babies with you and stuff, and I was just like, okay, like damn, he is all over the place. I don't know how the hell he doing all this shit in the wheelchair, but okay. So yeah, you was like really inspiring me because I'm like, if you can do that shit in a fucking wheelchair, you know what I'm saying? Then I definitely could do do some shit too. And I'm not in a wheelchair, like, you know what I mean? And you wasn't complaining. You was like all over the place. Like your face was literally everywhere. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So this is what you're doing now. So like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, but you know, I'm like, have you been recording lately? She's like, I have. I mean, I've been performing a lot, like on stage and stuff. I'm like, you have? She's like, yeah. I definitely been kind of like performing and doing a lot of touring and stuff, and that's been fun. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. She's like, yeah. So, when are you going on tour? I mean, I just heard that your album, Young Michael Jackson, is like 10 times diamond. That gotta be an a hell of, she's like that gotta be she's like that gotta be like a hell of a accomplishment to like have an album that big. I mean, like you gotta go on tour. I could be an opening act. I'm like, oh yeah, you could. It's like, yup, I sure can. So I'm like, you know what? I was thinking about the songs because they want me to redo the songs of Little Richie. She's like, yeah. I'm like, you know what I was thinking about? She's like, what? I'm like, I was thinking about what if we did the beats over, like put like a drum behind the like real bass behind it, like make it more modern for the generation that's gonna be looking at it. She's like, David, I think that's a really good idea. I think that would be kind of fun too. I'm like, you think so? It's like, yeah, because I mean, yeah, the songs is old as shit, and we get that, but ain't nobody gonna want to look at a biopic that, you know what I'm saying, like the songs are old and stuff like that. If you got bass and making it fun where people want to look at the shit and they just like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying, make them more drawn to the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. She's like, David, I think that is definitely a fucking good idea. I think, yeah, you should do that. You definitely should do that because to me, I feel like if I'm looking at a biopic movie, I want to be really sucked into that shit. Like, for real, I want to be sucked in all the way through that bitch. So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, so I'm like, you want to go out to eat? She's like, yeah, sure. So we go out to eat, and, my fans, I didn't know I really had a lot of fans in person. They're like, David on a date with Demi Lovato. So they like, I read in an article that David doing a movie with Demi Lovato. So they're like, yeah, that Lil Richie thing, that's why David's here. He gonna be here for a long time. So get used to seeing David, because David gonna be here for a little minute. I heard they shooting a movie in Paris. So I just remember they was like, but we don't know if David really want to date with Demi. So they're like, but it's nighttime and she is definitely all over him. Even though she got a boyfriend, which is currently fucking weird as shit. So I take Demi in the bathroom, right? She's like, wait, you know what? Should we be doing this in this bathroom? What if we could get a hotel room and do it there? I mean, because I'm not saying no. I mean, because we are gonna have sex on camera, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, so yeah, yeah. Let's get a hotel room. Let's go there. So we go to a hotel room, and she taking off her clothes for me and everything, and I'm like, wait, you sure? It's like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, she's like, David, we're gonna be having sex. You know how long it take to do sex scenes? Hours. I'm like, yeah. She was like, and I'm not using the stunt double. So you're already gonna be inside of me. So what's gonna be the damn difference if the camera's on us or not? What's gonna be the difference? So I'm like, well, yeah, you got a point there. So like, the only damn difference is you ain't gonna be wearing a damn condom. So we ended up having sex, right? Making love or whatever. and it was very different and very steamy and stuff like that. It was very, very different. I mean, very different. And so it's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, I really love sex. I'm like, you do? I mean, I'm a sexaholic. She's like, I think we're gonna get along just well. I guess we're gonna get along just fine. So I'm like, it's like, oh, my husband's calling me. I'm like, your husband? She's like, well, boyfriend. He's not my husband, but I call him that sometimes. So she's like, hold on, let me just answer the phone real quick. Hello, hello. So he like, hey, what you doing? Did you meet with the people? She's like, yeah, I did. So he like, well, did David come? Did he show up on time? I told you his ass wasn't gonna come. He too damn famous. She was like, actually, he did come. So he came. She's like, he did. He did come. And he's very professional. He was here on time actually. So he was like, oh, okay. So how long you gonna be before you come back home? Everybody waiting for you. We wanted to do a little movie night and stuff. She was like, y'all can start it without me. So she hung up the phone with her boyfriend. She's like, David, I know this is probably out the question, but I got a strange feeling that my boyfriend is fucking one of my friends. That's a girl. I'm like, how do you figure that? She's like, well, the girl is here. I brought her here because I want to catch them two in the act. I'm like, you mean like having sex? She's like, yeah, I'm going to catch him. I'm definitely going to catch him because I want them to think that I have no clue that they're doing something. But I know that I heard what I heard a couple of weeks ago. I know I heard moaning in my sleep. Like I was asleep, right? And I'm at home, and my friend was over, and then my boyfriend had came over, right? The one that called me. I'm like, yeah. She was like, so I'm asleep or whatever on the couch, and I know that I heard them talking. And then she was just like, Demi, sleep. What if she hear me? And he was like, she ain't gonna hear you. Just come on, just bend over to sing. I just wanna, I wanna get a little quickie. And I heard it. Like, I know I heard that shit. So next thing you know, I'm hearing this moaning in my sleep. Like, when you like halfway sleep and you like halfway dreaming, but you like halfway awoke, like at the same time. Have you ever had that experience before? I'm like, yeah, I have. So she was like, so I'm going through that. And I'm like, I know what I'm hearing. By the time I woke up, they were like finished. But when I'm waking up, I'm seeing my boyfriend like pulling up his pants or whatever. So I'm like, I heard you moaning, talking to my friend. She gonna say, you ain't hear me moaning. I don't know what you're talking about. So he like, girl, you need to stop being so damn paranoid. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Like, yo, I know what I heard. I know I heard them talking about sex. And I know I heard them having sex. So it's like, I know they're fucking around, but I just want to catch them. So once I catch them, there's no way they can talk their way out of it. Because it's not like I was actually awoke and I seen them having sex. I just heard it. I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, so I'm going to catch them. I'm like, how you think you're going to catch them? She's like, David, I'm going to lie to them and tell them that I'm not coming home, that I got to pull an all-nighter, and then I'm going to end up coming home and watch me catch him. I know for sure I'm going to catch him. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, David, when I do, I'm breaking up with him. That's why, because he proposed to me and I didn't, I told him I wasn't ready to get married. Because he proposed to me after that whole shit happened with my friend. Like, I just don't feel like I should marry him. Like, I don't trust it. Something is telling me, no, he ain't the one. And so I was like, no, I don't think it's the right time right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask me later. And that's how I felt. And I still feel that fucking way. I'm like, you just say, yeah. Because, yeah, he might be good in bed and stuff, but that ain't all that I need. And he ain't even that good in bed. Like, he can't even hold out for like a good 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, speaking of, you want to go another round? So I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it's like, hold on. Let me, tie my hair up real quick. So she ties her hair up because Demi Lovato, she had on, this wig or whatever, but it was like, she had this wig, this long hair wig, but it was kind of sold into her head or whatever. And she looked really pretty, you know what I'm saying? She looked good. Usually when you see Demi Lovato got like short hair and shit like that. So that's like when you see Demi, you know what I'm saying? But Demi had her hair like long or whatever like that. And yeah, she looked really pretty. So she like, so, did you hear? I'm like, hear what? She was like, so when we start going to rehearsals, because we're going to have to live together, me and you. I'm like, we are? It's like, yeah, you know that? I'm like, so for how long? It's like, well, I mean, we already vibing, so that should be a good thing. I'm like, did you tell your boyfriend? She was like, I ain't tell him yet, but we're supposed to be living together for like 2 or 3 months before we start shooting the movie. I'm like, okay. It's like, so I am so excited. I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah, are you? I'm like, yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna be beating it up. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, no problem. I mean, yeah, of course, anytime you need it. I'm like, okay, I need it right now. It's like, are you serious? We just got finished. I'm like, it's like, all right, you gotta give me a few minutes to come to, like, to catch my breath. Cause you kind of took me out of my element that last fuck. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, just let me get my, catch my breath, and I got you. I'm like, okay. So we ended up having sex and everything. I did not know. I did not know that we were supposed to be staying together for like 2 or 3 months. I didn't know that. Now my wife tnerra, she ain't gonna go for that. tnerra ain't gonna go for that. But I still will be able to see tnerra. You know what I'm saying? I still will be able to see my wife tnerra and see Jenna. Like I would come home in the morning time and stuff like that. Or I come home at night. I can come home at night. We'll figure that shit out. We'll figure it out. But, I know tnerra. I know if I know anything about my damn wife, I know one goddamn thing. She ain't gonna go for that. She ain't gonna go for that at all. She is not, like, tnerra ain't down. But I remember after we was done having sex, like Demi Lovato, she was kind of sweating or whatever. She was just like, oh my God. Whew, that felt so good. Well, I'm really loosened up. Are you loosened up? I'm like, yeah. It's like, I'm gonna take a shower. So she take a shower, I let her go in there, take a shower. My wife tnerra called me, right? She was like, David, you coming to fuck home to your wife? I'm like, yes. She's like, so how did everything go? I'm like, everything went good. She's like, so who's your leading girl? So I'm like, I'm about to come home. She's like, all right, okay. So when Demi got out the shower, I'm like, baby, I gotta go back to my wife. She's like, all right, I'm gonna go home. I'll see you tomorrow, right? I'm like, I gotta take my wife and stuff shopping tomorrow morning. But after I'm done, definitely. She's like, all right, well, after you're done dealing with your family, okay, we'll definitely link up, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, all right, well, here's my number. So we got each other's number. Demi left, and then I left. And I went home to my wife, tnerra. So I had to tell her who was in the, movie with me. She's like, Demi Lovato? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, hell no. I don't know how I felt about that, David. I felt some type of way about that. I'm like she's a bona fide freak. Like, that girl is nasty, just like Hannah Montana. So I'm like, Hannah Montana is not a real person. She's like, yes, I fucking know that, David. Hannah Montana is Miley Cyrus. And you are currently fucking Miley Cyrus. Am I right? I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, David, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm like, look, it's a movie. She, she was really nice. She's like, oh, she was? Oh, kudos to Demi for being so nice to you. So I'm like, okay. Would you want to be on set while we film? She's like, yes. Yes, I would love to be on set. I'm like, but what about your reality show? She's like, David, I'm not going to be able to film that shit right thinking about what the fuck you doing on set with that girl. So we're going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to do things differently. The schedules and the timing had to be different because there's no way in hell that I'm leaving you alone with that bitch. I'm like, okay. It's like, Demi Lovato? I'm like, okay. It's like, oh my God. So I remember I had some real steamy sex with tnerra. And I'm going to start the episode here now. I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode because I enjoyed telling it and thugging with y'all and clutching. Shout out to my fans for making my new album, Young Michael Jackson, 10 Times Diamond. a biopic story is coming with Netflix about my life. It's a trilogy. But yeah, man, we gonna thug. We gonna thug Little Rich. He gonna get his damn justice. And I'm excited, man.